I work at the Cancer Community Center. I'm the manager of volunteer services. I've worked here for 6 years. I was diagnosed with acute myelogenous leukemia in September of 2010, and I had a stem cell transplant in December of that year. It was quite a shock. It really came out of the blue. It wasn't like I knew I was sick and I knew I had something big. I had a couple of crazy little infections through blood tests that I got. Because of one of them, I had my diagnosis. I know a lot of people with cancer. I've helped a lot of people with cancer. It's not like a foreign world to me like it is to a lot of people. She said I'd have to go into the hospital for 3 weeks to get chemo, to get rid of the leukemia, so then I could prepare for a stem cell transplant. I was there actually for 7 weeks. Because I had to have another round of chemo. It didn't kill all the leukemia cells. You know, I could never really feel the disease. The only thing I could feel was the side effects of the treatment. When I went to get a stem cell transplant, I had high-dose chemo and radiation, and I was very sick from it, and I got these mouth sores. My lips were all like black from blood. And I had sores all in my mouth and down my throat, and they basically went all through me.
Understand that when we administer chemotherapy, the intent is to kill cells. The theory behind it is that the cells that are most rapidly dividing will take up the chemotherapy and therefore most likely be destroyed. For instance, in the gastrointestinal tract, where the average cell, I think, turns over every 2 or 3 days, you commonly will see adverse reactions from chemo and or radiation therapy.
I got an abdominal infection called C. diff, and that was very painful. My guts were just always hurting. It was horrible. In addition to all the sores, I got something called host versus graft, which was my new immune system fighting against my body. Lisa, my wife, and my sister were very supportive. They were very scared. They felt all the fear that I didn't feel. My sister was my stem cell donor, so she was very active, a part of this whole thing. Cancer is growth gone awry. It's basically cells that are growing too much, too fast, and they're kind of eating up other things and taking over other things. I didn't have cancer after the second round of chemo here in Maine. I'm so glad that we have the medication that we do, and I feel kind of like, oh, I never thought I'd be on so many as I am now, but I am, and it's saving my life, so